In a land far away, a queen of great beauty but a cold heart stood before her most prized possession, a magic mirror. Her voice, sharp as ice, echoed in the grand chamber. Magic mirror on the wall, who's the fairest one of all? For years, the mirror's answer had soothed her vanity, always declaring her the most beautiful in the land. But on this day, the ethereal face shimmering within its glass replied with a different name. It spoke of a young princess, her own stepdaughter, whose loveliness surpassed even hers. The mirror declared Snow White is the fairest of them all. A storm of jealousy and rage brewed within the queen's heart, her knuckles white as she gripped her throne. She could not, and would not, tolerate a rival to her beauty. Her mind, now twisted with envy, began to plot a dark and terrible fate for the innocent princess. The queen's smile vanished, replaced by a cold, calculating glare that promised only malice. Consumed by her wicked intentions, the queen summoned her most trusted huntsman. She commanded him to take Snow White deep into the forest, far from the castle's walls, and end her life. Her instructions were chillingly precise. He was to bring back the princess's heart as proof of the deed. The kind-hearted huntsman, though sworn to obey his queen, found his loyalty faltering in the face of such cruelty. He led the unsuspecting Snow White into the woods, but as he drew his blade, he looked into her terrified, innocent eyes, and could not bring himself to harm her. With a heavy heart, he urged her to run, to flee deep into the wilderness and never return. Snow White, her heart pounding with fear, ran blindly through the menacing forest. Twisted, grasping trees seemed to reach for her, their dark branches like skeletal fingers in the fading light. Behind her, the huntsman watched with a look of profound pity, hoping she might find safety in the shadows. After running until her legs could carry her no further, Snow White stumbled into a sun-dappled clearing. There, nestled amongst the wildflowers, she discovered a quaint and tiny cottage. Exhausted and seeking shelter, she cautiously pushed open the small wooden door. Inside, everything was miniature, from the 7 little chairs around a table to the 7 little beds lined up against a wall. Believing it to be the home of children, she cleaned the dusty cottage and, weary from her ordeal, fell asleep across the tiny beds. She was soon discovered by the owners of the cottage, the 7 dwarfs, returning from a long day of mining for jewels. At first startled to find a stranger in their home, their surprise quickly turned to kindness as they listened to her sad tale. They welcomed the gentle princess into their home, offering her friendship and protection from the evil queen. Back at the castle, the queen once again consulted her magic mirror, confident that her rival was gone. But the mirror's infuriating reply was the same: Snow White, living with the 7 dwarfs, is still the fairest of them all. Realizing she had been deceived, the queen descended into the darkest depths of her magic. She concocted a potion that transformed her into a stooped, wrinkled old hag. Disguised and carrying a basket of apples, she journeyed to the dwarf's cottage. She found Snow White alone and offered her the most beautiful apple of all, fruit so shiny and red it seemed to glow with an inner light. But one half of the apple was laced with a sleeping poison. Trusting the seemingly harmless old woman, Snow White took the apple. With a single bite, her eyes fluttered closed, and she fell to the ground, sinking into a death-like slumber, the poisoned fruit rolling from her lifeless hand.